everybody. I am back to present to you another how to draw pony video. It's been so long, I know. I have a job. When I made my first video, I was still in graduate school, and here I am now. Okay. Anyway, back to doing something fun and awesome. I am here to teach you how to draw a pony from the front view. I've gotten a lot of requests in the past asking how to draw a pony from the front view because it's challenging. So I'm here to help guide you through that. I am using a Strathmore drawing pad in medium. It's 11 by 14. So the first thing you want to do when you're drawing a pony from the front view is, as always, start with a circle for the head. So we're just going to move our entire arm in order to drag the pencil in a circular motion on your paper in order to make a more smooth line when you're creating a circle. For now, let's focus on the face. So I'm going to draw a line through the middle like I usually do so that I can sort of section out where everything goes on the face. And since we're drawing a pony from the front view, we're going to have a lot of similar shapes or the same shapes on both sides, mainly the eyes. And it can take some practice. So when you get started drawing the eyes, draw another line vertically down the middle as well, and you can just eyeball it. Draw another line in between this horizontal line and the top of the head. So you're kind of sectioning the head into quarters like this. And then I want to mark how far apart I want the eyes. If you wanted to measure where the eyes go in the middle, you can draw a line in the middle here in between this vertical line between the middle and the edge of the head. Draw another line cutting that in half, and then another line cutting that in half. This line is going to tell you how far apart the eyes are. Before I dive even further into this, just as a reminder, I mean, these ponies are done with computer. They're computer animated ponies. So all of the shapes and lines are going to be very perfect, and it's easy to make things look exactly the same on one side and the other. So just be super patient with yourself. Understand that stuff like this takes practice, and every time you do it, you will see yourself get better. So if you don't get this the first time, expect that. That's okay. It's going to take a few times, but I'm hoping that some of my techniques will help you get there a little quicker. What I like to do when I know I'm going to have to draw two of the same things on opposite sides, like eyes, is I do a little bit on each side as I go. That gives me the best way to kind of make sure everything is as symmetrical as possible. For example, I know that the eyes are going to be this far apart, and this is going to be where the top of the eyes are, and this is where the bottom of the eyes are. So already I have some structure laid down for me. So I can go ahead and make the inside lid of the eye by doing a line like that. And then immediately I'm going to come over here and do the same line and kind of do both at the same time. And so you see how these lines look really similar. It would be harder if I did an entire eye by itself and then go back and do it on this side, because it's harder to understand what exactly you did each step for that first eye to make sure that it looks like the other. So I'm going to continue this eye down, and I don't want the eye to touch the outside of the side of the head. So it's going to kind of follow the outside of the head for a little bit, but it will get very, very close. Again, got to make sure that I'm doing both at the same time. So every time we do a little bit on one side, do a little on the other. And I'm making sure to define the outside edge of the eye. Okay, so I'm bringing this eye down here a little bit more. I know that this line is where the bottom of the eye is, so I'm curving this line. You want this line to come down, and this line will meet that corner at a little bit of a sharper angle. You should have something like this. And I guarantee you, they won't look perfect. I mean, again, these are computer animated ponies. So don't be too hard on yourself. I'm not. Another challenging part of this, when you're drawing one of these, it's easy to make it look like it's cross-eyed, which if you want it to look like that, that's fine. But to make sure that it's looking straight, when you draw the iris, which is the black part, the middle part of the eye, this is only going to be barely touching the inside corner of the eye, of both eyes. I am just kind of eyeballing how big I want my pony's eyes to be. So what I'm doing is kind of a relaxed, just gentle looking forward. No surprise, no real emotion or reaction to anything. So if you want to follow with this, that's what you'll get. So you can almost essentially draw the entire oval touching the inside lower corner of the eye. The iris is just outside of that pupil, and you can follow the line along. And the iris definitely disappears into one side of the eye, whatever direction it's looking. And when it's looking forward and ahead, it kind of disappears on the inner corner of the entire eye, on the inner corner of this side, the inner corner on the bottom. Looks okay to me so far. So we have the basic structure of the eyes down, probably the most difficult part. Now we can go into the mouth. The entire muzzle, the shape of it gets kind of lost when you're looking forward at the pony. So you're really only seeing the top, the mouth and two little nostrils. So the muzzle is really just implied. You only see nostrils, which would be right below the bottom of the eye. The smile is pretty small. I mean, their muzzles are pretty small, especially in comparison to the rest of their head. And when you draw a pony smile, both of the ends of the mouth point directly up. Moving on to the ears, the inside of each ear starts at about the midpoint of the eye. So I'm just going to put a little marker right there. And then the outside of the ears all start, so it would be about there, a little bit below the top of the eye. And although from the side, when we draw a side pony, like in my other pony videos, it looks like the ear is the same size as the eye, but from the front, because of the angle, we're going to be drawing it a little bit smaller, but still a similar shape and size. Pony ears don't go to a point necessarily. The very top of it kind of curves down, and want to make sure we do the same for the other side. Moving on to the body, it's another circle that is smaller than the head. So we're going to start just a little bit below the bottom of the head. So the circle is a little bit smaller. Again, you want to move your whole arm when you're drawing a circle, your entire arm. So if anything is in the way of your arm, move it. Then when we draw the neck, we draw a straight line down this way. The reason we're drawing it straight down is because we're doing that sort of relaxed, regular posture. Otherwise, if you draw the neckline like this, it looks like the pony is sticking its head out like really far. And it looks like it's doing some foreshortening. I'm getting my arts mixed up. The length of the legs is the length of another one of these heads. So you can actually just, use your pencil as a guide. I can see that it's about that long. So starting here, that's about how long the legs will be. The outside of each leg looks like it's as though it's a continuous line of the neck. So by just going out a little bit like this, I'm drawing this really lightly because I'm gonna erase it, and you don't even have to draw these lines. It's just to show you, but oh god, this angle is terrible. Okay. And then the inside are just two straight lines right next to each other, very close together. Yeah, really close together. Kind of like what I mentioned in my previous pony videos, the bottoms of the hooves, you want to make sure are curved the same amount. If all 4 hooves are on the ground, then the curve should look about the same. This is another one of those things where the more you draw it at the same time, the easier it will be, these 2 legs. What I notice in the show, whenever they do show a pony from the front, only show one of the back legs kind of peeking out from the side. The reason they do that, well, I think I'll just show you. I'm just gonna draw one on this side, and then based on the angle, you can kind of see what I mean. It looks funny when you draw both legs sticking out of the side because it looks like you have a gassy pony or something. So the back portion of the body of the pony is a little bit larger. So this circle represents the front like chest of the pony, and then you're going to draw a little bit bigger of a circle coming out just on one side. So I chose this side, and what I'm imagining in my mind is that this circle is kind of connecting with this one almost, so that the eye will hopefully assume that, yeah, this is connected to the whole body. So with the back leg, I also like to start with the edge of the bottom of the hoof. Again, only a tiny bit is showing, even if that. This back leg is a little more bowed. I mean, I say bow like kind of like a bow. Oh my god, you guys, this really is hard. I can see why you wanted this video. Okay. Sorry I didn't explain anything while I was drawing, but there you have it. It kind of looks like, I mean, this is just how the animation style is, even though it looks a little funky. It's sort of supposed to look like that. And then for the other foot, like I mentioned, it just would look funny if you had this on both sides, because, I mean, I'll kind of show you. It just kind of looks like it's gassy or something. You know what I mean? So in that case, we just put the other hoof right behind it, right behind the whole body. So it kind of looks like it's angled this way a little bit. Again, that other back foot, we're just gonna gesture that it's behind this whole body and just gonna draw the little bottom of the hoof. Yay, pony body all done. So now's the fun part, we get to draw hair. I love drawing hair. When you're drawing hair on a pony who is looking forward, you are going to draw the bangs going one way, and then the mane showing on the other side, and then the tail will be on the other side. For example, bangs, mane, and the tail, you don't want to draw it like this because, I mean, you could, it looks like it's blowing in the wind, but if you want it kind of resting there behind the whole pony, then you're going to start it like this. And it's going to be behind the whole body. Her hair is pretty big. What do you guys think? Yay or nay on the hair? Well, I guess I'll find out later. I do know the hair typically comes a little bit up above the top of the ears, but only a little bit. So come up with something fun here. If you'd like to draw some eyelashes, first draw kind of darken the eyelid. The eyelid is usually the whole top lid area. So this line in the middle going up should be a little bit darker. And you can pretty much stop it wherever you want. This, I'm going to just give her some regular eyelashes, 4 of them to be exact. Where the light shines on the iris or pupil on the eye, we're drawing it really big. This also has to be symmetrical with the other side because the shape of this light spot on both eyes is also really crucial to making sure both eyes look correct if you want to make sure that they're looking at you, at the viewer. Even if you drew the irises and the pupils the correct size and the placement is right, if these light spots are off, that could totally affect it. I actually like to add it using white. Using pencil, I'll fill in the whole pupil and then use an eraser after. I can show you that technique as well, and it's actually a lot easier than just drawing it. So we're gonna shade in by lightly going back and forth in the exact same direction for both pupils with the same pressure. Here we go, shaded in the pupils. Now I'm adding the light spot with the eraser. It's easier with a pencil eraser, if I could find it. So there is the pony from a front view. Okay, I'm actually going to ink this and be right back. Okay, so here we have our finished pony drawn from the front view. I went ahead and added some freckles. There's usually just 3 freckles that are underneath the very outside of the eye. I also shaded where the back legs are, just a little bit darker than the original color, but it shows that it's behind the rest of this front part. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you ended up following along, if you want to show me your pony, if you want to show me any drawings really, feel free to go to my Facebook page, message me or post it on the wall. You can feel free to follow me on Instagram as well. I will upload drawings and things like that, but I also upload what I'm doing in my life. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.